Certain predatory mechanisms require specific conditions to activate. The process begins with absolute geographic isolation, forcing the target to choose their own enclosure. This occurs most effectively in dead communication zones, abandoned stretches of Route 66, where the night sky provides the only light for miles. Physical exhaustion erodes the capacity for critical thought. After hours behind the wheel, survival instincts shift from caution toward a desperate need for rest, making risky choices seem like logical solutions. Ethan found himself on this road after his GPS malfunctioned, routing him away from the interstate. The loss of a signal funneled him directly into the path of the anomaly. Remote geography functions as the mechanism that lowers a traveler's defenses. It removes the possibility of outside help before the bait even enters the field of view. The visual trigger is a flickering neon sign. It presents a simple, recognizable invitation against the total darkness of the desert. An empty parking lot and a total lack of movement suggests the building is abandoned. The drive to stop moving outweighs these red flags, pushing the target toward the office door. A sharp knock and a low whisper emanate from the other side of the wood, claiming the visitor has already granted entry. As the whispering grows louder, the flat surface of the door changes. A brass handle manifests and begins to turn, as if the entity on the other side is finally finding its way in. The system triggers through human curiosity. It relies on the irresistible impulse to engage with an impossible object, ultimately turning a simple door into a snare. When escaping through the main exit, spatial looping takes over. The front door leads directly back into the same interior. Every attempt to find a hallway folds reality inward. The motel transforms into a fractal grid of identical rooms, leaving no path back. From the now open back door, a dark silhouette emerges. Its movements are biologically impossible, shifting and contorting as it navigates the space. The act of fleeing provides the kinetic energy the system needs. Panic drives the victim deeper into the architectural loop, tightening the snare with every door they open. Exhaustion eventually causes the loop to destabilize. After running through dozens of identical rooms, Ethan bursts through one last door and suddenly finds himself back in the office, standing before the same old man. The proprietor explains that the motel serves as a dedicated containment unit, an architectural box designed to hold a single occupant forever. The entity inside seeks a total exchange of roles. It requires a willing surrogate to occupy the dark so that it can finally step back out into the world. To survive the encounter is to accept the new role. The victim becomes the next proprietor, waiting at the desk to hand the key to the next wanderer. A total blackout follows the exchange, resetting the room for the next cycle. By morning, the environment returns to a mundane state. To an observer, it looks like a piece of history along the side of the road. The lobby remains empty. On the counter sits a single, freshly warmed key for room 13, left out for the next person who finds themselves too tired to keep driving. From deep within the walls of the structure, a new whisper echoes. The original entity expresses its gratitude for being released from the dark. The trap sustains itself through a steady supply of exhausted travelers. It requires no maintenance, only someone driving far enough to seek a place to rest.